Have you figured out your niche? Are you helping adding value to other people's lives? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to Munira's Musings with your host, Munira Zahabi.
Greetings from Chicagoland. This is Munira, the Niche Navigator, coming to you live with another episode of Munira's Musings. How are you? Welcome to another show. Our guest today is LaToya Early, all the way from Michigan, which is like 2 states away from Illinois, so that's okay. Yeah. So welcome to our show, LaToya.
Thank you so much for having me.
You are most welcome, most welcome. So, you know, this show is about showcasing people who have found their niche and are working in their niche, and they are doing whatever gifts they have. First of all, they found their passion, they found their purpose. What they're working with is people now to help them get to wherever they want to go. So we want to find out what LaToya's passion is and what she's doing with the people in her life. So without further ado, let's talk to you, LaToya. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Cool. So I am a vision coach and I support professional female startup coaches. I help them show up as the expert in their niche while building a 6-figure coaching business. So we specialize at Chase Great Enterprises, which is the name of my company. We specialize in supporting professional female startup coaches and becoming niche certified and really understanding niche marketing and how to grow their coaching business.
Okay, so wait a minute. Why professional women? Now, you know, one question leads to another. You know how this works,
absolutely.
Right?
So professional women just identifies a specific type of woman who's ready to transition from maybe a 6-figure career into their 6-figure business. So we're looking for women who are committed. We're looking for women who are serious. We're looking for women who are ready to really take their gifts, the skill that they have in coaching, and really elevate it and take it to the next level.
Okay, that's great. That's great. How do you find these women?
Many different ways. We do a lot of social media marketing. I do have a Facebook group for women who are looking to grow and monetize their coaching business. It's our Start to 6-Figure coaching group. We do different ways of advertisement, collaborations, being on amazing podcast platforms such as this one. So we do a lot of social media marketing to connect with our ideal client.
Awesome. So, you know, you're doing what you are doing right now. Let's talk about the past. I know they say don't talk about the past, but we got it, right?
Absolutely.
Were you a professional woman at one point?
I was. It's so funny how when I went into a certain position, I was excited. I had just had my first child. I went to my first position, and this is so crazy. In this position, I was in training. And I was asked to come down to the HR office, and I was let go. And I was devastated. Someone reported and said that I was making their work environment uncomfortable. And so for anyone who knows me, that's like not even a part of my character, right? So I was devastated. But after I understood what was going on, I knew God was saying, if I had allowed you to stay there, you would have never pursued what I needed you to pursue. So he had to pull me from that environment so that I could establish myself in the coaching industry and grow to where we are today.
Okay, you are in training. Yes. You hadn't even started work.
Nope.
And you were making somebody uncomfortable. Do you know who reported you?
No, they never told me who reported me. They never said anything else to me except for we're under investigation. You can't come back until we're done. And then that was that.
And to this day, how long ago was that?
Oh, this was about 15 years ago.
And they are still under investigation and not reached out to you, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Departments who are going to get back to you as soon as we know something. They don't know. So awesome, right? Good. Now, how did this transition happen? Like, I know you've moved on from where you started a few years ago to where you are now, but tell us about that first uncomfortable. Were you crying when you found out this information? What were the thoughts that were going into your head when HR called you and said, you go come back later?
Yes, absolutely. I was crying. I had just had my first child. So, you're in that, I'm in that, protective, mothering, nurturing. I have to take care of my child mode. And when they told me that, that I was making someone else's work environment uncomfortable and they let me go, I was devastated. But now that I'm saying this out loud, it makes a lot of sense because I am designed to make people's work environments uncomfortable. That's the reason why I do what I do. I coach other women, helping them to break free from the limited beliefs, the thoughts, the doubt, the fear. So I make a lot of work environments uncomfortable. So it only helped me look at things from a different perspective, of course, now. But then I was hurt. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know what was next. And so I just had to trust God, of course, and then trust what he had given me so that I could do and pursue what it is that he wanted me to do.
Great. Now, what did you do? Look for a job?
So I did. I ended up being an administrator. I worked in administration at my church. So they gave me, helped me kind of until I was able to figure out what I was going to do next. I ended up staying at my church under administration for a couple years. By this time, I had my third child. And then the Holy Spirit was like, listen, God said, how can you keep encouraging others to go after their dreams, but you won't trust me enough to go after yours? So I'll never forget December 2024. Let me backtrack a little bit. I had my third child in July of 2024. I wasn't supposed to return back to work, but I was afraid because I didn't know how I was going to make money. So I'm like, there's no way I'm jumping into full-time entrepreneurship with this third child. December, I had to make a decision. By January 2015, I was in my own office, starting my own business. So it was a very uncomfortable, very scary jump, but I knew it had to happen if I was going to break generational curses and, really change the trajectory of my life and my children's life.
I'm asking you all these questions because there's a reason behind this, right? The reason I ask you, and I ask all of my people to tell me what their initial thoughts are, what they were feeling, how they were feeling it. The reason all this is because there's so many people I see who want to start a business who are not doing it. And oh yeah, when the time is right, we don't know.
And you know what? But sometimes the time isn't right. I don't think, you know what, Munira? I don't think the time is ever right because there's always going to be a reason why I can't. There's always going to be a reason why I have to wait. Why there's always going to be a reason why I need to, do something next. I don't think the time is ever right. I think it's a decision. I think it's a decision. It's a moment in your life when you decide that I'm going to commit myself to this process. I'm going to commit myself to this journey and I'm going to make it happen by any means necessary. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not going to be uncomfortable. It doesn't mean that you're not going to cry. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have extreme turbulence, because I had them all. But when you know who you are and what you're supposed to do in the lives of other people, you're willing to sacrifice certain elements of your life so that you can get to that place, so that you can be the example, so that you can be the one to say, listen, I quit my job. I had 3 children. I was a stay-at-home mom / wife / entrepreneur. We struggled like never before. But I was so committed to my assignment, and I was so passionate and committed to helping change the lives of other people. I was willing to sacrifice my comfort so that I can do what it is that I needed to do to serve and support others.
That is so well put, right? I'm willing to sacrifice my comfort for me to help other people. I love that. Now, the reason I say this is like I see so many people standing on the sideline. I'm one of them. I've done it, right? I've waited until I am perfect. Guess what? Even the Bible and the holy books, all of them say you're not going to be perfect. Only He is perfect, right? So let's take the first step, right? And the reason I'm asking you all these questions are, how did you feel? What happened? What was the thought process? Because we all know that we are enticed by the idea of being in business. If she can do it, I want to do it. But when it comes to the doing, that's when we always take 2 steps back instead of going 2 steps forward. That's because we feel, now the fear is setting in. What am I going to do? Oh my God, what am I doing? I need to go find a job, right? And so that thought, that you said cry, you said anguish. Sometimes you just want to fall on the floor and just cry and just say, God, what am I going to do? And yes, we remember God the most at that time. I remember, I remember doing that. So what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. But what did you like? So let's talk with, you said talk about niches, right? So let's talk about, how did you know what it is that you're going to teach people?
So that's the funny part. So originally when I started, and well, let me backtrack a little bit because you were talking about the feeling portion of it. When I've had 3 children, right? So I've had an emergency cesarean. I've had 2 natural. One of them I had to take Pitocin to induce my labor. One of them water broke, natural, beautiful, right? So I feel like I've kind of experienced every area of childbirth. Entrepreneurship has exceeded all of that pain like never before. And so I say that because, we have these beautiful children, and, once you have the child, you don't think about the pain that you had during labor and delivery. Well, it's a little different in business. While we are birthing, something great, you remember that pain. And it's a pain that you can't describe, but it's a pain that is rewarding. I did cry. I felt defeated. My thoughts told me that I wasn't good enough. My thoughts told me that you could never, exceed 6 figures in your coaching business doing this. Who's going to listen to you? What makes you the expert? All of these things that I was told in my thoughts. And one thing that I knew for certain, and I'll be honest, what kept me moving forward is the passion. The passion that I had in the area of what I do kept me moving forward. Even when I was slip and fall, even when I will wake up feeling like I just got punched in the gut because I don't want to do it anymore. It's overwhelming. It's too much. And so because I just kept focused on the much bigger picture, it has to be something greater on the other side of this push. That's what kept me committed. That's what kept me focused. And knowing that success and financial freedom is not something that you just get because you want it. It's something that you have to work towards. It's something that you have to build. So, I just kind of wanted to go back and kind of hit on those moments there. But with moving forward and me growing to where we've been able to, support other coaches in their niche and grow their coaching business, it has allowed me to understand where the coaches are in every area of their business so that I can show up and support them better. That's how I know. And I share this with coaches all the time. Listen, what you've gone through in your life, it wasn't for you. It wasn't about you. It was about the person who's experiencing those exact things and they can't get through them. So if you come to me and say, hey, LaToya, I want you to help me, but I'm having a hard time here, I can show up and say, I've been there and I can help you maneuver through that a lot easier because it's a place that I've grown and been able to evolve from.
That's awesome, right? So tell us 3 things. I know you've given us a lot of nuggets, but give us 3 things, quick tips where people have to take action and why they do it fast.
Why they need to take action, and why they need to take action and do it fast is because number one, someone is suffering because you haven't said yes. Someone else is still stuck. Someone else is still broken. Someone else is still struggling because you haven't said yes to your assignment in life. Number two, the reason why you need to make a decision and make a decision fast is because tomorrow is not promised. And the last thing you want to do is leave this earth and not leave the imprint that you were called and created to leave. Number three, there's so much more to life. There's so many more opportunities. There's so much that you can attain, but you have to believe that you can receive it. So the quicker you make the decision to say yes, the quicker you'll be able to walk into the greatness of what you can in your life.
Awesome. I love it. It's just good. Boom, boom, boom. And I like it. Tomorrow is not promised, right? Because I've seen my own late husband who was, I'm going to do it when I retire. He never retired. He got sick. He had to take early retirement, but it was due to medical reasons. He never had a good day after that. And boom, he's gone, right? So I love him to death, but I am angry in that, right? Because I waited for him to wait. I waited for him because he was waiting on himself. It doesn't work like that. Life, again, like you said, is not promised to anybody. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this, take that step, right? Take it forward. It doesn't matter where you start, you know. It matters that you make the decision that you want to start. Once you are in that mode, and the way I describe it in my head, it's like I'm on a freeway and I see these signs, right, coming at me because there's so many ideas. Human thought thinks about 80,000 thoughts a day. This is from brain.com, right? And they say that out of these, 10% of these are good ideas. Most of the time we don't take action on these good ideas is because our brain and ourselves, we say no. I want you to say yes. Because she said, LaToya said, you haven't said yes. There's somebody out there who wants to listen to this message. So go ahead and say yes. Let me give you a tip. What are people coming to you for? What is the one question that people keep asking you all the time that they know that you can help them achieve? If you know the answer to that, you got it.
Absolutely.
Right? LaToya, where do people find you?
I love it. You can definitely find me on all social media platforms at LaToya Early. I try to make it as simple as possible. So please, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, at LaToya Early. We have some great things coming up for our professional female startup coaches, and I would love to connect.
Awesome. If you are a professional woman thinking of starting a business, not sure where you want to go, how to start, why to do, doesn't matter. Let's just start this. Make a decision. Look us up. Go ahead and start something. With that, this has been amazing. You know, there's so many tips and tricks. Like, I like the fact that you took us through this journey and now you are this 7-figure coach in this world and you're doing so well. But the fact is that you don't forget your roots. And they tell you not to dwell in your past, but you have to, because you need to understand your past, what you went through to help others overcome through. So don't think that the past isn't important. Your history is important. But with that, LaToya, thank you so much. It was amazing. We will make another show next week with another guest. And who knows what nuggets this guest is going to give us. But stay tuned to Munira's Musings, because we'll be here with another guest, another nugget, and another piece of advice. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Munira's Musings with your host, Munira Zahabi. If you enjoyed our show, please share and subscribe to this channel. And for more content, please join our Facebook group.